Thank you very much, Miss Isis. Welcome to Make We Talk here on Roots 96.1 FM, where we're listening and watching from around the world in the Eastern Caribbean. It is 11:04 here in Kingston, Jamaica, and we're going to talk about what is going on in our beloved island of Jamaica. So many things has been going on in this country. It's unbelievable. And, we need to encourage our young people, the young boys and young girls, especially the young boys who decide to take up the gun. For some reason, they believe that the gun is everything for them. We're hoping that they can really look within themselves and figure out that this is not the place to go. We need to figure out what to do to help them. Jamaica has recorded 2 consecutive weeks of 30 plus murders since the start of 2022 rather. 72 Jamaicans has been murdered since January 15, 2022. What is going on in this beloved country of ours? The JCF and the JDF, along with the government, is trying to endeavor best. But it leave up to us as Jamaicans. We are the one who need to do it. We are the one who need to come together. Government alone can't assist us. And government alone will not assist us. Because we as Jamaicans need to come together to stem this crime problem in this country. I'm going to speak to Miss Edwards from East Rural St. Andrew this morning. I get to understand that the program that we had last week, Tuesday, that it yields some results. Some results came out of it where on Sunday, the National Water Commission was in the area laying pipes. We're going to speak about that. And at 11:30, we're going to be joined by political activists and human rights activist Lloyd Aguilar. We're going to speak about Jamaica's crime problem and also about the Maroons. So we're going to try and see what we can do, not only to speak about it, but also to figure out what can be done, we as Jamaican citizens. We cannot continue like this as a people and as a nation. Ms. Edwards, please unmute your mic for me, please, and your camera. We're ready to speak to you now. Good morning, Ms. Edwards. Okay, unmute your mic for me, because I'm not hearing you.
Are you hearing me? Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Make We Talk. How are you doing?
It's a pleasure to be here once again, and I must say greetings from here in Kingston, Jamaica, and worldwide.
Okay. Tell me something. I get to understand that on Sunday you all had you all healed some results on Sunday.
Well, actually, I was home on Sunday, got a few phone calls, but I couldn't leave home. But I saw the images of the National Water Commission personnel working on the streets. So I must say that is a good start, and I hope it's not just a start, but it can go to the finish, and we're praying for that to be finished.
Well, let us see what can happen, because, you came on the program and apparently the powers maybe decide that they're going to come out and help. They're going to come out and do something. Who else do you have on with you this morning?
Well, actually, I invited a few persons, Miss Alicia Grant and Mr. Omar Tate, and Miss Sylvia Walker.
Are they on with you now? Because I only see a person with a Galaxy A. I see a person with a Galaxy A71. I don't know who that person is. But Miss Edwards, tell me more. Is it that you don't have running water? Do you have a transportation system that comes up there like the JUTC?
No, sir. Actually, there is place that you can run pipes from, like a tank, where that tank can what would I say now? If there are pipelines to households, then you can have access to water from that. But some persons, as I said, like a school, there's a school, the water stops where the school is. So for the community, we need to run back those pipelines.
And Miss Grant is the principal for the school?
Miss Sylvia Walker is the principal for Westphalia, not Osdalite.
Oh, Miss Walker. Is she gonna come on this morning?
She said she would.
Okay. Well, let us. Sorry about that. Let us talk about how do the kids get to school, from home to school. How do they get to school if there's not a proper bus system and a proper taxi system? Because of the what? Because of the deterioration of the road?
Yes, it's because mainly because of that. And actually on Monday when I was coming to work, I saw a lot of bike taxis transporting kids from, as I said, from the outskirts of Mavis Bank to Mavis Bank Square in order to get a transportation to reach into Kingston. So mainly bike taxis I see doing that right now.
My Lord.
And I don't know how persons will survive doing a bike taxi system. Which persons charge depending on, you have different prices, I should say rather. You have taxis 500, 700, 1,000 just to reach to Mavis Bank Square. And if you're going to take a taxi every morning to Mavis Bank Square, from Mavis Bank to Kingston, you're going to check the distance or you're going to check the money for parents to do such thing. And that can never work. No matter how much you earn, that can never work.
So you're saying to me that it costs so much money for a taxi to take you to the square and from the square back home?
Remember now, you're going to take a taxi from home, where there's Davisdale Resorts, Westphalia, Osdalite, to Mavis Bank. That's the fee. From Mavis Bank to Kingston, that's another fee. And remember, you're going home back. And if you're going to do the same route, check all those fees. That's not possible.
My God in heaven.
We are struggling.
What is next in this country?
And that's why I came here, because we need help. And
how long have this been going on with the whole road and water thing? How long have it been going on?
This has been going on for years. And when I said years, I'm not saying 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, years. But because a lot of persons are afraid to speak out, I assume, because nobody is going to say, I'm going to take up this. And I told many persons, I'm not doing this for the fame, I'm not doing this for the like, I'm representing what we call needs in our communities. That's what I'm doing this for. And I face this struggle, as I said before, and I cry daily. My pocket burns me, because I used to send my child to a primary school in Kingston, and sometimes I have to suffer at work, not to eat cook lunch just for my child to survive that, because I want and I need better for my child. I just don't want my child alone, but for all of us. We want better for the future generations. And that's why I'm calling out to the relevant authorities just to get involved.
Well, last have you seen a member of parliament?
Sir, I couldn't tell. I have no idea. Honestly, no idea.
You know, I am here trying to figure out something because have you seen your counselor? Do you know who the counselor for the area is?
I couldn't even tell you that, sir. Honest to God. That's how bad it is.
Lord have his mercy.
That's how bad it is.
And you're saying to me that the roads has been in deplorable condition for many years now, way before the MP became MP.
Right, many years. I came to learn that the little asphalt that I'm seeing on the road now, away from the little dirt, away from the major dirt, I should say, my mistake, is Miss Joan Gordon Webley was a person responsible for that. That's what I came to learn. And that's years. And when I said years, I mean years.
You're God in heaven. So, wow. Then tell me something now, Miss Edwards. If this is the case, why do people vote in this country?
I asked that sometimes.
Is it because people vote because of their party, the party this and the party that, or do they vote in Jamaica for proper roads and running water? You talk about water. How long have you all not have water in your running pipe? In your pipe, rather, running water?
Years as well. Years. I can't count. Years. And I've said before, persons have been buying water. And we cannot do this no longer. Remember, everything raised constantly. And most persons, as myself, not getting a raise of pay. So I cannot afford it.
The person who's on an iPhone, can you unmute your mic and your camera, please? Welcome to Make We Talk. We're listening from around the world and the Eastern Caribbean. This is Roots 96.1 FM. We are talking to... Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. I'm actually on the road now, but my name is Alicia Walker.
Principal Walker?
Not Principal, Alicia, niece of Principal Walker.
Okay. Alicia, can you tell me, Miss Edwards called me last week and she was on my program. Can you tell me what is going on in East Rural St. Andrew?
Okay, well, I'm living there from the past 1994, right? But I had to move out from the community because of the road conditions and water problem. But I go back on weekends to my home, but the road is in a very terrible condition. There is no running pipe water. We have to buy water, fill our tanks, So actually, my parents lived there all their lives, father, grandfather. But because I work in Kingston, I had to move out of that community because of the road conditions and water problems.
So you're saying to me that you say your grandfather and father lived there, and that has been going on for how many years? With them living from that time there?
Yes.
So this is going on from way before Mrs. Holness?
Way before.
Lord Jesus, have mercy upon this country.
It is terrible, sir.
So tell me something now. When last have you all seen the member of parliament, the current member of parliament, the current councillor?
Well, as I said, because sometimes I only go back there on weekends. I'm not living there during the week, so I'm not sure, sir. I could not say.
Lord have his mercy.
Yeah, did you get the form?
You know, with the kids to go to school and everything, how do you all manage that?
Well, when I was living
Can you
there,
ask the person in the background to calm down the noise for me, please? The noise in the background, please. Yes.
okay, while my time living there, I used to drive. So my son, I used to take him to school, right? But I know that normally the bus that used to transport the kids, you know, those who were living there, they had a rough time too. And that's one of the reasons why I had to leave there and come into Kingston to pay rent. Because by the time I dropped my son to school, pick him up back, by the time we got home, they would fall asleep in the car. You know, so by the time they were home, I mean, you just had to put them to bed. You just had to put them to bed, you know, and then wake up in the morning, leave out 5 o'clock, you know, those sort of things. And it was too much, so I had to leave. I had no choice.
So you have to leave when I have to pay rent, all because of the lack of water and the lack of road in 21st century Jamaica.
Yes, that's correct.
We're in serious time in this country, you know.
Serious time, sir. And I hope that something can be done. And I just want to say thanks to Miss Edwards, who, you know, put out the initiative, you know, to have you speak about these things.
And I must say to the listeners and the viewers on both YouTube and Facebook, Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel, Facebook Jeffrey Tavares, Roots FM Facebook and YouTube channel, and other listeners in Jamaica, I must let you know I have sent out an invitation to the current Member of Parliament, the Most Honorable Juliet Holness, and I don't hear anything back from anybody. And I will say this, you know, because people are going to say, Jeffrey, you must stop it, but it's the truth. The politicians of nowadays, they only want certain radio stations in this country. You see? Now tell me something now, Miss Walker. What all are you planning to do? Because if you can't see a Member of Parliament, and they are the servant of the people of this country, and Mrs. Holness is a servant of the people of East Rural St. Andrew. And if we can't see the Member of Parliament to come up there, to sit down and say to you know what? I don't see what we can do. If they can allocate billions of dollars to run elections in Jamaica, in our country, why they can't fix the road and give them the water?
Sir, it is so bad. Even when I'm going back there, the vehicle that I'm driving now, I can't even take it there because it is so low, and I have to travel with a family member who have a rougher vehicle than mine.
Like a Prado. A Prado then drive, and a Range Rover then drive, so then I go feel nothing.
It's terrible, and we're just imploring that we just need the road to be fixed and the running water.
I think as water. Come on now, Mrs. Holness.
Yes.
There are so many, I know for a fact, between East Rural and West Rural St. Andrew, there is a lot of stream, a lot of water stream there. Can't they put a pump? Can't they do something with the National Water Commission and give the people of East Rural and other parishes in Jamaica water? St. Elizabeth don't have no water. Yet St. Elizabeth is known as a breadbasket for the country.
Exactly.
What is going on in this country?
I'm not sure. Nothing is going on.
And tell me something now, Miss Walker. When it comes on to online classes and so forth for the kids then, how do they manage with the road not good, then have no water for bathe and brush their teeth? Meanwhile, some people live in a cherry garden for them picking water can brush their teeth and bathe. How do you all cope with all of that?
Well, I could not say about the online with the kids because as I said, I'm not there, during
Maybe Miss Edwards can jump in and tell me.
Yes.
Miss Edwards, how do you all cope with that? Unmute your mic for me.
Can you repeat the question? My phone was giving some problem. I had to restart.
Yes, I'm asking you, with the online classes now, there is no water in Mavis Bank area of East Rural St. Andrew. There is no the road is in a deplorable condition. How do you all manage with the online classes with the kids to go to school? Because I'm pretty much sure you don't have no internet up there either.
Well, I can only speak for myself. We're presently about the online thing, right? I used to do it on my phone for my child, but God has provided. I must say thanks to the Almighty for that. So I have internet access at my home. So the children at my home, they don't have a problem with the online thing or with service. I have service. I have an internet at my home.
Miss Edwards, I think your phone is frozen. We are speaking to the residents of East Rural St. Andrew, the constituency of the Prime Minister's wife, the Most Honorable Juliet Holness, where some part in her constituency have road from in the 1950s, dirt. They have no water in their pipe, no running water. We're talking to Miss Walker. Miss Edwards, welcome back. You were saying?
Yeah, I was saying that with the internet connection at my home, I have no problem. I have internet access at my home.
Okay. It's just that you all don't have water. You're appealing to the Member of Parliament for water.
And road. Water and road.
Road, yes.
So in other words, Miss Walker, if you get the water and you get the road, you will move back to East Rural then?
Absolutely.
I'm going to see if I can get a hold of Mr. Stephen Shaw of the NWA, which have that them believe, that they're not the several people of this country, But I'm going to see if I can get a hold of him because I tell you something, it takes, hey, if you come out and speak out about certain things in this country and embarrass people who can be shamed, because some of them are not shame.
It's bad. It's terrible.
Something done. So actually, may I ask Miss Walker, you don't have to give us so much details. Are you traveling the road because I see you dancing like when Byron Leader play drum?
I'm in Kingston right now, not in the rural area, sir.
Okay. I thought you're in one of the patrol, because I know you're dropping in, I can't hear you. See that she gone now. She dropping in one of the patrol, she gone. Although she in a Kingston, she dropping in one of the hole and she gone. Miss Walker, Miss Edwards.
Yes, sir.
Could you tell me exactly where they were laying pipes in East Rural, in Mavis Bank area on Sunday?
That's close to the school. There's a primary school up there, Osdalai Primary and Junior High. That's close to the school. Mm-hmm. So they're on the main road, but it's close to the school.
Okay.
I have a few pictures.
Yes, I got the pictures. I got some of the pictures. I think it was yesterday or on Sunday I got the pictures. I don't remember what day I got the pictures. It was sent to my phone by a very good friend of mine who, anyway. We need to enlighten more things. So when it comes on to the whole, apart from water and road, is there any community center up there where the kids can go around and, play and interact and have a sports club, a youth club and so forth?
We used to do all that, sir. But as I said before, persons are moving away from the district due to them. Nobody likes struggle. Nobody likes to suffer. Nobody likes motivation, honestly. So we used to have you go on Sundays. We go gather by the school. We used to do volleyball. We used to do things. But because of the struggles, not everyone can go through the struggles, honestly. It's just the fittest of the fittest will survive it. And that's why I'm appealing Because a lot of persons, when you talk to them, they're like, I can't manage town life. But what else? They don't have a choice. They don't have an option. Because everybody wants good for their children.
Yes. We're speaking to Miss Edwards, and we're speaking to Miss Walker. We lost her there. The residents of East Rural St. Andrew, the Mavis Bank area of the constituency of Mrs. Juliet Holness, Member of Parliament, the wife of the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Mrs. Holness, I am publicly inviting you, ma'am, to come on to Make We Talk. Get in contact with me, please. I've reached out to one of your person there, and I'm pretty much sure you must get in contact with me. We're going to take a commercial break. Miss Edwards, thank you for coming on. On the other side of the commercial break, we'll be speaking about the crime situation in Jamaica. What can be done? No water, no road, and crime. What a bangarang, Pawe. Miss Edwards, thank you very much. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back and Make We Talk.
Hi, I'm Sharon.
Hi, I'm Marcia.
I'm Adrian.
Join us this and every Wednesday morning for Extraordinary Abilities on Roots 96.1 FM. Join us for news, views, and interviews with extraordinary people. Extraordinary Abilities every Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your extraordinary radio station, Roots 96.1 FM. It's gonna be fun, informative, and educational, but most of all, it will be extraordinary. Extraordinary.
Get the real inner city community news and be informed. You can do all that and more on City Beat, Monday to Friday at 12:45 p.m. on Roots 96.1 FM. City Beat puts you in the know and keeps you rocking in a world of knowledge. So let City Beat catch you on Roots 96.1 FM, Monday to Friday at 12:45 for City Beat. City Beat is the pulse of the city, so don't miss it. Monday to Friday at 12:45 p.m. on Roots 96.1 FM.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed.
Come back to Make We Talk here on Roots 96.1 FM. We're going to speak to Mr. Lloyd Diagla in just a moment. I also have on my Zoom Miss Cooper from St. Thomas. Is that Miss Cooper from St. Thomas on? The individual from St. Thomas, can you unmute your mic for me, please? Yesterday, they had a demonstration up there where they said that the Member of Parliament, Miss Charles, is sending somebody in the constituency to become the councillor. And they are not into it. So they had a mass demonstration yesterday up there. Can you unmute your mic for me, please?
It's already unmute.
Welcome. May I ask who you are, please?
Roma Taylor from the
community. Miss Taylor?
Yeah.
Yes, Miss Taylor. Welcome to Make We Talk here on Roots 96.1 FM. What happened in St. Thomas yesterday?
We have a demonstration about Miss Charles putting in Denver for us to vote for in the parish council election, which we are not a proof of it, because at the end of the day, normally, we always do a select. And the delegates always vote for the two persons. Whichever person win, we would go vote for them. But she did not do that. She just put Denver Oil and tell us that we have to vote for Denver Oil, and we're not doing that.
So may I ask a question? Is Denver Oil from the constituency Denver where you all live?
Eastern. It's from the eastern, yes.
One at a time, please. One at a time. Please, one at a time. He's from where?
He's from the western, and Louise from the eastern.
So he's from Western St. Thomas, the constituency of James Roberts?
Yes.
So why is he coming in the constituency of East St. Thomas to vote, to run for councillor?
Because Miss Charles in favor of him. She's not in favor of Mr. Walker.
How about the banger going in the country?
Yeah. And she telling us that anybody the party send, we're supposed to support it, but we're not.
No. You don't have to support nobody.
Okay.
You choose. What is wrong with it? What is wrong with these politicians in this country? I don't have enough time because I have Mr. Diagla and Zoom to come and talk about the crime pandemic that caused by these politicians in this country.
Yeah.
But you all, hold on, you all need to let your voice be heard.
Yeah.
Let your voice be heard of what is going on. There's absolutely no way they can put some chaka people pound if you vote.
Exactly.
We don't want to step on. We don't they can throw anything in our face, so we just take it like that. So Walker we want.
How are they going here?
Mr. Walker.
So because the Labour Party want a Jeffrey Tavares in Eastern St. Thomas, then put Jeffrey Tavares, and you must vote for Jeffrey Tavares. Don't vote for Jeffrey Tavares.
Yeah. We don't want him. Not at all. Walker she say Denver no fear type of politics where she runs. So that's why she had choose Denver over we. And over Mr. Walker. We know in our them politics, we know the truth and rights of the youth, the people them and the youth them of St. Thomas. We have
must vote. Listen to me, residents. You must vote for the development of St. Thomas. You must vote for infrastructure.
Exactly.
Vote for water and road. No vote for no party.
That's why we are here. That's why we are here. Walk off for the poor people.
Anyway.
We're going for Eastern St. Thomas. Check over James side, we're going over there, over James side, we're going good. Things for the youth, them over there uplift. Why we in this Eastern side with that uplift in here?
And the only man who to do it, then put him aside, him come with a vision for younger people.
Yes.
And then them push him now and send that Denver Congi where we're all and done out all long.
Hi, please, make you want to talk about done.
Yes, all. Yes, all, and we want somebody young where we can run down. He might run in front and we are run him down.
Okay. I don't have enough time here. I'm going to invite you all back and next time I'll get in contact with Miss Cooper because I have an expert to come on to speak about the crime situation plaguing Jamaica from Negril Point to Moran Point. You see, if these politicians don't behave themselves, a rebellion will start in this country, you know. If these politicians, hold on.
Parish council election, it a go on.
All right. Hold on for me, please. I have an next person coming on, so I'm going to tell you all thanks for coming on. I will get in contact with Miss Cooper, and Miss Cooper will get in contact with all of you, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, too.
God bless you.
Thank you. If these politicians in this country do not stop doing what they're doing, a rebellion is going to start in Jamaica. I must say welcome to my good friend Lloyd, the champion for the poor people of Jamaica, the man who speak out and don't give a damn who him speak out against. Not like some of you being so hypocritical. Lloyd, welcome to Make We Talk.
Good to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Lloyd, 70-something people dead since the start of January. What is going on in this country?
Well, there is what I would call a social breakdown, a social disintegration, where people don't have respect for each other. And it's caused by the social economic situation. And the political system is not able to address it. And because it's not able to address it or don't want to address it, then the thing keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And then we get into a panic. And when we get into a panic, we start to use measures that have no solution whatsoever to the problems that are taking place, to the root cause of the problem. And all we can do is talk about police, military, state of emergency, ZOSO, and so on. And those things have proven not to be the solution. And I'm not saying that you don't need to apprehend the people who are engaged in crime or who have committed crime. But that is not the solution. Having soldiers and police set up little roadblocks in communities and walking around is a Photoshop opportunity for the ruling class, for the people who run this country. To say,
you mean from the Vumvo of society, Cherry Garden?
Yeah, you know, it's
you know something, Lloyd. You see, if when you're gonna have this thing going on where, and I'm gonna go back to what is going on in St. Thomas, because I got whiffed of it yesterday. Somebody called me yesterday and said, Mr. Tavares, we need some help. I said, what happened? And they said to me that the current member of parliament, the daughter of the former Speaker of the House, veteran Colonel Charles Sr., the daughter is the MP for Eastern St. Thomas. And she's putting in somebody up there to run as councillor who is from Western St. Thomas. When are we going to see where politicians stop taking Jamaican people for fool?
You see, what we don't have in this country is what I call direct democracy. What we have is indirect democracy, so that you elect a politician and you don't see him again till 5 years afterwards. But things are happening in your community. That politician doesn't have to come there while those problems are taking place. And when election time come around, he will drop a few dollars here and there and tell you, well, I want you to vote for this person or that person. So that is indirect democracy. What we want.
So hold on there, Lloyd. Lloyd, you don't think it is full time for Jamaicans, for people like you and I, to enlighten Jamaicans, to educate Jamaicans? Do not sell your vote. It is your fundamental right to vote. But do not sell your vote. It is a constitutional right to vote. But don't sell your vote to these politicians.
Yeah, but you must remember, you know, it's twiddle-dee, twiddle-dum. Different wings of the same bird. So what difference does it make to the ordinary man to take a $5,000 from this one and a $5,000 from that one? I mean, they're exploiting the situation because there is no difference between PNP and JLP. They are the same thing, right? So, you know, it's like, hey, what difference does it make? You come around here, drop me a 10,000 or a 5,000. They have no respect for these politicians, and the politicians have no respect for the people. What the people need to do is to begin to organize themselves at the grassroots level, at the community level, inside the factories, inside the business places, and begin to say, well, this is what we want. These are our leaders, and we are going to create fundamental change in the society.
And I tell you something, you know, Lloyd. The crime situation in Jamaica is not gonna stop, you know. Can you know why? You have the government entities in this country corrupt, who na sell, license down transport, whatever. 4 bus missing from CMU. 4 of taxpayers' bus gone missing, gone without a trace. Corruption stink in every government entity. Then take away the poor pitting their money. Forget the little sitting for them call it again for the Ministry of Education. That the money gone too.
Well, what we have...
Hold on, Lloyd. I'm going to give you time to talk. But we have to talk about this. You think that crime gonna stop in this country when bus gone missing? Nobody said the bus gone. Who not sell license to taxis? Who not do this? Who not do that? Every single government entity in this country is corrupt. And taxpayers' money going missing day by day. Jamaicans, is full time for us to wake up in this country. And let the powers may be, let them know that enough is enough. We cannot continue as a nation like this. How on earth do you expect crime to stop when the top of the system corrupt? Lloyd?
Well, the thing is that Jamaica is one of the most corrupt countries in the world. And it is estimated that politicians and public officials steal at a minimum about 280 million US dollars per year. 280 million US dollars. I'm sure it's a lot more. I've heard it said 5% of GDP, etc. But this is going on, it's normal, and any government in power, the most that they will do is to shuffle the cabinet. Right? They shuffle around. They use this corrupt politician and bring him in the office of the prime minister and so on and so forth. A few of them are forced to resign. So nothing is being done where that is concerned. And until we can put a check on that, to this corruption, to expose it, to what I'm calling for is a commission of inquiry into state corruption, to really expose all of them from the prime minister down, because they say the fish rots at the head, and we have to start with the fish head first, and we go down and we see how the thing is worked. And once we need to do that, because what is happening where the connection between that and crime is concerned is that because so much money is being stolen by a handful of people in this country, there's not enough money to provide work for the young people, to send them to school, to provide health care, and do the infrastructural development which are necessary. You just heard people talking about water and roads and so on and so forth.
In 21st century Jamaica.
21st century, the money is not there because it's going into the pockets of the politicians, right? And because it's not there, and another thing where crime is concerned, how come so much guns coming out of the country? We never hear anybody being arrested for guns. All we hear say, boy, is the drugs for guns trade. It's nonsense. I believe that some high connected political and other people are bringing in the guns, because where do the people who have the guns get the money from for buy the guns? Somebody had give out the guns them free, and the police is not interested in arresting, in investigating, in doing what is necessary to grab those people who are bringing in the guns. So that is one issue that nobody ever talks about. And then you have the private sector organization of Jamaica, led by Mr. Keith Duncan, one of the richest men in Jamaica, right? And he's now parading himself as if he has a solution. And yes, I think the PSOG and the private sector should contribute to this and contribute to that. What we need to do is to tax the rich far more than we are taxing them. Every time a government come in power, they have a deal going with the private sector that we now go tax and we can go ahead with no corruption. And so Mr. Duncan is able to present himself as if he's a champion of fighting crime. He's not. He himself needs to be further taxed. He himself needs to give more than millions and billions of dollars that he's making to deal with the social issues that are overwhelming the communities and the people there. The rich people are getting away with murder. Right?
But I agree with you. I agree with you, Lloyd.
Yeah.
But when we sit down and look at what is going on in this beloved country of ours, where you said that the rich is getting richer because they rather tax the poor pauperizing Jamaicans who are voting for them, and that is why I'm gonna lobby, if I'm pronouncing the word correctly, it's full-time Jamaican people when they call election, nobody finna go vote. When they dissolve parliament, the GG is in charge of the country. Let him stay in charge of the damn country. Nobody must go vote. Because we don't see what we're voting for. If you have a country where a prime minister has asked a question about the Maroons, and the arrogance of how he answered the question. Huh? What are we running? Are we running a totalitarian country? Where the prime minister cannot be questioned about anything? He cannot be criticized? Well, let me tell you something, Andrew Holness. Let me tell you all in the House of Parliament something this morning. All 65 or 62 of you, You are the people and the servant of the people of this country. And if the can't manage leadership, come out of it. If you're going there and the people can't ask you no questions, come out of it.
Well, they're not going to come out of it. They are there to stay as long as it's possible.
And to suck with like ticks.
We are the people who will have to remove them. They are not going to remove themselves. If it's one person vote in the next election, or say 100-person vote, and elect them to the parliament, they couldn't care less. There may be a crisis of legitimacy in terms of the fact that the last election is less than 40% of the people voted for those who are in parliament. So we do have a crisis of legitimacy. So what we really need is for the people to organize themselves, build their own organizations, form their own political party, and begin to challenge the system in a fundamental way. We're not challenging the system in a fundamental way. And because we're not doing that, they're able to get away with whatever it is that they want to do. What we have is a democratic dictatorship of the minority. It is a minority calling itself democratic, which is dictating to the rest of the people in this country. Crime, economy, all of these things clearly is an expression of what is going on. A few days ago, last week, the Minister of Finance increased the supplementary budget by, I don't remember, 20 odd or 40 odd billion dollars. But guess what? Almost half of that money was to pay debt, so that the Mr. Duncans and the JMMB and the Proven and all these kind of people are getting the bulk of that money that is being used to pay debt. And the debt is corrupt, because when the people who lend the money know that other people thieving up the money, they couldn't care less, because at the end of the day, they are going to get their money. So the debt has to be cancelled. We can't continue to pay corrupt debt. That is not, that should not go on. We have to stop that.
I am speaking to Lloyd Yaglar. He is a human rights activist, political activist, historian in his own rights. We're speaking about the crime situation, the corruption in this country. And what is the outcome? Where are we going to go? When will all of this stop? Lloyd, your final word, because it is now 11:52. We're listening and watching from around the world and the Eastern Caribbean. This is Roots 96.1 FM, the voice of the inner city and the voice of the voiceless. Lloyd, your final word.
Well, despite the fact that we don't have the means to remove those in power right now, okay? When Mr. Keith Duncan and the rest of them come to you and tell you, say, boy, we're going to fight crime and we're going to have social intervention, what we need is an estimate of how much money you really need to provide full employment for all the unemployed youths. That is what we want. We want to talk about that. If 40% of the youths don't have no job, we want to employ all 40%. How much of them, how much money do you need to employ them? How much money do you need to make sure that children can go to school and they can have food to eat, etc.? It's not a joke business, not about giving out tablets and so on. We need those basic things to be talked about. So when Duncan and the rest of them come and say, boy, you know, we need concrete figures, we need a concrete discussion, and if them can't come with that concrete discussion and it has credibility, we say, go on about your business, because you're not fighting crime. What you're doing is creating more crime. You're creating crime. You're making it so that a man, you bounce a man on the road, and because he know him have a gun, he just take out his gun and shoot you, and he knows say nothing now come out of it. They're the ones that are doing it. So we don't have no dialogue, we don't have no discussion. The ruling class in this country is not capable of ruling the country in a way that brings about civilization and respect for people and social justice and all that kind of stuff. It just don't exist. They're bankrupt. the ruling class in this country, in the parliament and in the...
They're mentally bankrupt.
They're mentally and politically bankrupt, and we have to admit that. So we have to change the system fundamentally, right? We have to work on that. Look at it. They're forcing people to take vaccination. And now the Prime Minister soon pass a law to force vaccination on public sector workers, right?
Lloyd, thank you very much. Thank you for coming on, Lloyd.
I hope the public sector workers are going to throw down their tools.
Yes. I'm getting a wrap-up signal here, Lloyd.
Okay, good.
Lloyd, thank you very much for coming on.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for coming on. We're speaking to Lloyd De Aguilar, political activist, human rights activist. We're speaking to Miss Edwards from East Rural St. Andrew. They want water. They want road. Politicians, stop pushing people down people's throat in St. Thomas. Mrs. Michelle Charles, Dr. Michelle Charles, rather than Mrs. Charles. Dr. Michelle Charles, stop pushing other people down the voters' throat in Eastern St. Thomas. They put you there. You are the leader for them. But the fact of the matter is, you are the servant for them also. You need to listen to them. This cannot continue in 21st century Jamaica. And for God's sake, how long shall our people continue? How long shall our people suffer in this country? When you have politicians continue doing what they're doing? I'm saying to my fellow Jamaicans from Negril Point to Moran Point, rise up if you have to. Speak out. Too much corruption in this country. The two parties are corrupt. No better Barron, no better Herring. And it's full time for us to speak out. I am not a PNP or a JLP. I'm a Jamaican, and Jamaica come first for me. Jamaica come first for me. And we need to speak out of what is going on in this country. We need to speak out. We need to stop this PNP and JLP stupidness. And if a government cannot secure its people, something is fundamentally wrong. And I keep on saying this. If a government can't provide jobs, education, health, and security, there is something fundamentally wrong with the governing of this country. And all those who keep on selling road license, it coming out. The corruption coming out. You ever hear this song I giving you a warning? The corruption coming out. Full time for all of these nonsense to stop in this country. I don't have enough time on this program. I just want to say thanks to everyone who comes on. Thanks to Mr. Lloyd De Aguilar, Miss Edwards, Miss Walker. The citizens of Eastern St. Thomas, continue fighting. Keep the fight going. Lead a rebellion in Morant Bay if you have to. Show them that you put them there and them put them there. And may God bless Jamaica land we love. Until you hear my voice again, I am Jeffrey Tavares, returning to the studios of Roots 96.1 FM. Take it away, Miss Isis.